Well, as if next year wasn't already going to be potentially massive for summer touring and into the fall of next year with the very promising information on vaccines that's coming out, we're hopeful. We don't know for sure that things might be looking up for the concert industry and musicians at large. You've also got the possibility for there to be some new music from one of heavy metal's biggest bands. Of course, I'm talking about Slipknot. Slipknot is apparently, as we've told you previously, in the throes of writing new music. I've linked to a video above of Clown talking about that. But we have Corey now on a new podcast talking about how with the band writing and working on new music, they are considering, okay, I'm not saying this definitively, but they are considering putting out a new record next year. Now, he was asked about this in a new interview on the Good Company show with Scott Bowling, and Corey talked about what they've been up to this year. He says that they plan for the coming months to be touring, hopefully at some point next year, and says the plan is right now with Slipknot to try and A, finish up the touring next year, and B, we're thinking about kind of putting another album out maybe next year, but I don't know. I don't know what the plan is yet. I just know that we all kind of feel like there's unfinished business and we want to finish that out before we do anything. But I do know that what we were talking about doing it because we only have one album left on our contract with our record label. And again, Clown said during a recent signing that since everybody's taken a lot of time off, we thought we'd utilize it by getting together and do what we probably do best, which is write music. So it's been good, but there's been no pressure. It's not that we have to. We're doing it because we want to, and it's been kind of a blessing because boredom can set in, and I know all of us in the world are going crazy, so we're really lucky to be able to get together and do what we do best. Now, it's really interesting to hear Corey talk about that record deal with Roadrunner Records, which they've been under for years and years. I think it was a 7-record contract because in the past they've talked about how they've really never made any money, apparently, from Slipknot album sales. And if Slipknot finished up their deal with Roadrunner, it would be tremendously lucrative for them in the future to release new albums under, let's say, their own banner. I know Metallica pretty much does the same. They could have a distribution partnership, but they're certainly big enough now where they don't really need a record label in the modern climate of the industry. Here's an interview from 2014 where Jim Root was talking about how basically they never made money despite having sold over 20 million albums, which is insane. He said, you don't even know we are going to have a career. Are we going to be able to sell records? Are we going to have a label? I mean, labels are closing all the time. It's like pop and rap to keep these labels going because they are the only people that are buying records anymore. To have a #1 with 130,000 copies sold is, you know, I remember when we were first started selling records, in order to have a #1, you'd have to sell at least 500,000, if not more, for the rock side of things. And now it's a fraction of that. So it kind of really shows you the state of where everything's at. I don't put too much into that anyways because we don't see a penny off of record sales, and we never have. For us, it's all about touring. I'm sure Slipknot makes good money while they're touring, but it is kind of depressing that they're not getting paid off of what allures people and draws people into the band, which is their music. And yes, people aren't buying music that much anymore, but I bet you that Slipknot in the future could make a ton of money off of streaming from Spotify and Apple Music and all the different partners. And I'm also sure that they could probably sell some exclusivity deals to some of those platforms as well. So, folks, that is all for now at this point. We will keep you posted as soon as we know something, and we will, again, we'll let you know. Also, folks, 2 quick announcements if you're still here. Number 1, Rock Feed. I'm working on some new stuff, some fun new stuff for next year. It's different than music, but I am working on a new channel, and I'll be sharing more about that in the near future. Doesn't take away from Rock Feed at all. It's just going to be really fun, and I can't wait to show you guys more about that soon. And then also subscribe to House of Masks. He's apparently really close to 100,000 followers. Let's get him over 100K. And yeah, show some love. Show some love to other creators out there who are doing big things. So go over there and subscribe to House of Masks. All right, folks, that is all for now again, and thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you all very soon.